Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, hang out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy's Ted.
And today in this GM 911, we see what happens when we mash up Groundhogs Day with a Dracolich. We start this video by thanking our sponsors, Easy Roller Dice. Whether it's your first set of dice or your 1 millionth set of dice, Easy Roller Dice for all your dice rolling needs. Down in the description below, you're going to find a link to a Kickstarter they have going on. Ted, what is that Kickstarter called again?
That is self-standing leather light dice bags.
So they're these awesome faux leather dice bags that have these really cool designs emblazoned upon the front of them. You should check them out. They're great. And by the way, we are running a contest through Gleam. There will also be a link for that in the description. Click on that and you'll get all the contest details. We're going to be giving away, through Easy Roller Dice, one of their metal sets of dice, which are freaking awesome.
Absolutely. I use them all the time.
So, with that, let's move into our GM 911 sent to us by Christian. As always, the original GM 911 will be in the description below. You guys can check that out.
All right. So this party, or this DM, I should say, has put forth an adventure that happened to be in the same vicinity as a Dracolich. DM had this awesome plan set up of, hey, here's this thing, terrifying. Party should be smart enough to know it can't defeat it. They'll sneak through. It'll be a cool challenge. They get the thing that they're there for, and they're like, we should go take out that Dracolich. Party's level 5, dudes. Just saying.
Right. So there's like this mystic bell that they can ring to awaken it, and there's an NPC that's trying to convince them not to awaken it. And the players are like, we don't care. They're like, Leroy Jenkins! And they awaken it with no real plan. And they're like, maybe he'll just be happy to see us.
Now, the interesting thing about the way this DM runs his sessions, his campaigns, is before what he would call a big fight, he gives them a save point.
Yeah.
And, therefore, if things go bad and everybody dies, they can come back to that save point and continue. If one character lives, the story continues as is, and the other characters who died, sorry, you're beat.
Now let's just stop right there for a minute. So, all right, for this GM, there's no help. Sorry. But for you guys out there who are watching this, here's something to think about. Don't freaking put something in your game you don't want to happen. Literally, like, if this is a thing and you don't want it to happen, don't put it there. You could have put the Dracolich there in a different way that it could be there, but not be the problem that it is now. Now, for Christian, we make mistakes, things happen, but, going forward, never count on your players. Never, ever. Don't do it. They will screw up every plan you ever come up with. They will think of things you never thought of. You will give them a die roll and they will naturally crit it. Whatever the case will be, it's going to get messed up if this is what you rely on. The only thing you can do is just bet on a sure thing and have full control of the scenario if you don't want it to go in a certain direction. Leave there be no options. Why not have the Dracolich imprisoned in amber or mystical amber or something? They have no way of getting to it. They actually have to work up to opening it up so that they'll open it when you say they'll open it, or something along those lines. Or the bell is there to awaken them, but no one can lift it unless they're worthy or whatever the stipulation is. Some bullshit,
The bell can be wrong, but it requires something specific. Perhaps only a certain clapper will make that bell
like that.
No, like the piece that goes inside
right
actually rings, but the one for that one is missing. However you want to do it. Now, I don't know how I feel about the save point.
It's hokey and I wouldn't do it, but it's your game and you can play it however you want. If you're having fun and your players are having fun, it doesn't matter. That's your table.
Absolutely. So I recently had an encounter that I thought was looking like it was going bad. So I stopped the fight with the big bad that they were fighting, and it had a conversation with them. Because I'm like, I don't want to slaughter everyone not only like it's possible that some people might have died, some people might have gotten away. I don't know what the players would have done. I don't know how much magical muscle they had in I'm going to get out of dodge thing here. But I couldn't rely on everyone being saved. If they somehow did, the story is still derailed by this, for lack of a better word, random combat that I had thrust into their travels. Well, I changed the story and allowed them to negotiate, and it was a small pittance of what they dealt with to continue moving on, and it changed the story. Now, when you have a obviously superior foe, it doesn't need to kill them. They're not worth the time. So you got a Dracolich and a level 5 party. Don't slaughter them. Say, all right, let's have a conversation. I'll let you live. Heck, I might even allow you to take some things from my horde, but you work for me now. Change the story. And maybe they have to then deal with being servants of this Dracolich for a while until they find a way to remove these shackles and get away far enough to then find the items and the levels to come back and beat it.
Now, I kind of think that's a good idea generally, but I don't think it'll work with this party. They've literally said they're willing to throw themselves against this monster and break themselves against it over and over again. So that solution isn't going to work. Giving the players a choice in this case isn't going to work very well. So you're going to have to remove the choice from them. Have the Dracolich leave. Have it go somewhere else. Have them have to go find it, in order to kill it. Like it leaves for whatever reason, drives them off, destroys the town that they've been going to, and does the whole smog thing, but goes far enough away where they are actually going to have to find it, track it down, get to it. That kind of thing. Like I said, I agree with what you said, but based off of what we've already been told, that doesn't sound like it's going to work very well because they seem pretty single-minded. The other thing is kill them all, bring them back as revenants or some kind of a dead that they have no choice but to serve the Dracolich. And if they do so faithfully, he promises to maybe return them to their former selves. So you could do something like that. After a certain point, right, you could say you're being kind of dickish as a GM, but I feel like if your players aren't like respecting the game and the story that's trying to be told, then it's time to kind of remove the kid gloves and show them why you're the DM and they're the players and be like, all right, like I tried like explaining this to you and being rational, but you guys aren't being rational. Literally killed them once. Boom. All right, let's try again. Killed everyone with one. Came back with another party. We're just going to do the same thing again. Or they did do the same thing again. Got TPK'd, and then like the new characters want to do that too.
So like I would contemplate at this point in time, all right, I'm going to take a break from GMing, or I'm going to remove the concept of save points. New game is not going to be anywhere near this vicinity, and don't let them know where the point, here's where you're starting. Well, somewhere over here is where the Dracolich is. We're going to go adventure that way. Like, don't give them any kind of options to be able to get anywhere near the Dracolich. And, when you start the new campaign, do a session 0. Hey, guys, I'm removing the concept of save points. TPK is a TPK. Character death is character death. You roll up and you just keep moving. I don't know anything other than, these kind of things to combat that levels of suicidal rage.
Well, the other thing is have you talk to your characters. Like, you don't have to change the way you play your game. You can play it however you want. Have a discussion with your players. Be like, what are you guys trying to do here? Why do you keep doing this? Is it fun for you to fight the Dracolich over and over again, regardless of the results? So you're going to have to try and you're going to try and have to communicate with them and figure out what it is they're trying to do. Do they think, if they fight it at the same level they are, enough times are going to win somehow? And, and then you can do things like, remove that option from the table by moving them somewhere else. This is a new game. It's all new characters. However you want to do it. They're all fine options, but I would start with communication and be like, well, you guys really can't beat this monster. It's just you're not equipped to. Maybe I was unclear as the GM. I put this in here too soon, and you didn't understand that you don't actually have to fight it and win, or even interact with it. It's going to be foreshadowing for later part of the story. Maybe you need to really like break it down and step by step explain it to them and. Like D&D for dummies it if you need to. Whatever you need to get through to your group and make them understand that their characters aren't making rational choices. They're making suicidal choices, and it doesn't make sense. We're about to have an intervention here. So, like the town gather you together and are like, listen, we all love you and care about you, and you're hurting yourself, and by hurting yourself, you're hurting us. They can all hug it out and stuff. It'll be like an after school special.
Yeah, because I can't imagine that going through the same encounter over and over again is all that enjoyable for you. And I have to look at as the GM, you need to be having fun too when you're playing the game. I don't know if they realize.
I don't know. I think I could have some fun with it, like eviscerating them a different way each time. Start making a game out of it. Oh yeah, he totally pulls the dwarven fighter's head off this time. He wings it at the cleric. Why not? It just makes me think of Groundhog's Day, to be honest with you. Like when I'm reading, I'm like, maybe that's what he's going for, or they're going for. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the players think, oh man, maybe it only had 3 more hit points. We were close this time. I got a crit. You got a crit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have enough grasp of the game to understand how powerful a Dracolich is. I don't know. I mean, these things are pretty nasty.
Have the Dracolich pick up 2 of them and start using them like action figures just to mock the other players. Have them wing them. If they're going to do the Groundhog thing, I might have fun with it, to be honest with you. Be like, yeah, this round, the fighter, he's just going to grapple you. By grappling you, I mean he steps on you. Make an athletics check. Oh, look, I didn't roll a 1 again, and I win. You can't do anything. He's just grinding away.
Steppy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, players are going to be players. The biggest thing is if you absolutely do not want someone to do something in your game, remove those possibilities. That's your best option. If things get out of hand or going in a direction you don't like as the GM or the player, have a conversation, talk to each other, and see if you guys can't find a middle ground. And maybe they're just thinking about it differently than you are, and you guys can figure it out that way.
All right, so what do you guys think? How would you help out Christian with this situation? You got any cool advice that we didn't think about? Down in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
While you're heading down there, check out the description where you find a link to that contest and get some cool Easy Roller Dice swag.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.